go in through the sewer pipe.
Chapeau is always correct.
With
He moves up to the pipe, and upon getting there, rather easily reaches up to the top of the pipe, hoists himself up, hooks a foot under. You can see the passage beyond. And good news, no poo-poo. It is quite clean. As has been intimated by Boris when you entered, you find that the tinny-looking pipe does stab forward into darkness. Once again, the vision does not blur for any of you. You still see perfectly well, despite the fact that there is no light source within. This is attributed to many things, but even without those many things, you are carrying a staff that has a glowing ember at its tip. So, that having been said, activity, what you find is that this pipe, this supposed waste flow that was established long ago when this place was constructed just post-war, or pre-post-war, a little redundant. It is quite dry inside. You find, surprisingly, there is very little nesting or hiding within the pipe. Considering its closeness to the woods, one does not need to be a park ranger on the level of our friend Ryan to know that this place, there should be wildlife encroached upon it, given the fact that it's sat here for such a long time, and there is none. It strikes all of you, by virtue of your association with him, as a tad odd. As you continue to move forward, all at once, the pendril fire within you winks out. You find yourselves back at the table.
Don't say anything, Rich.
don't you? Oh, I've got a full bank of I told you so.
He looks a little concerned, possibly a little annoyed. Well, here's the situation. You know, when I sit here and I'm like, all right, boys, good. You're wearing hats. You know, and oh, thank you for being such a good friend to us, Mr. Dag. Oh, you're everything I look for when I gather together at the Moongate and hope for a fun afternoon. This is the kind of thing you should not be walking into blindly. The Hearthguard has just entered into a bad situation, as it were. Not a good situation, to be sure. You have crossed into an area which, for whatever reason, has snuffed out the arcane nature of the construct. Ate it up, just like that. Now, we are not unfamiliar with an occasion just like this. And by we, I don't mean you people. I mean me and my various contemporaries who run their own, shall we say, stewardship of Hearthguard, waiting for your keen and hungry minds to guide you. There is something within that structure that a lot of you are all moving upon that more or less is sending out a constant barrier which will devour and suppress magical fields. I could get very much more complicated than that, but I don't think it's going to do any favors, and I really don't think it's going to film terribly well. So enough to know that the robot is now helpless inside a pipe. But good news, all is not lost. I've seen this sort of thing happen before. These adaptoids, yeah, they've been a constant menace until recently, and frankly, I'm surprised that there are enough to take this old weird mill, much less any that are running around in the Dominion. So that having been said, all you will need to do is to immunize yourself against the presence or the power-stealing ability of these adaptoids. You collect enough of them in an area, it will suppress the power. Upon suppressing the power, those things, like the hideous little metal bees they are, will know where you are, and they would potentially destroy you. But given the fact that you just appeared, I'm thinking this just happened, I'm thinking you have a nice grace period where you're not gonna have to worry about being torn apart by the adaptoids. So all you gotta do is I will reinforce the barrier, open a window, and then one of you is gonna need to step up and use your pendril abilities to ensure that you remain tethered to the machine through this specific aura. Is that too complicated, or you think you generally grok what I'm saying here?
Gotcha.
Very good. If you want me to send you back right now, I can. If there is anything else...
Do you have the umbral stone here?
Oh, yeah, sure, it's over there. At which point, one of the walls opens. You can see that on the left wall of the small room, there is a glass case built into the wall itself, not unlike a curio cabinet. You can see there are brass fixtures set all within said case. Sitting inside of one of those fixtures, as though that was the stand's specific purpose, is the stone that you are holding recently.
Alright, sounds good.
Yeah, there's 12 of those places there. Take from that what you will. When you're ready, I will send you back.
Ready.
Well, what are we doing when we get back? Just
We're gonna buffer it. One of us is gonna use our flame to buffer
it'll
it.
leave the building, I assume.
You're wasting a flame. I mean, it's gonna immunize us from it. We should.
Is an opportunity,
Right.
you know?
Okay, how long do you suspect we have, based on the information given?
Until we either complete what we're here to do or die.
Right.
Also, this is do or die?
I mean, isn't that what most of our adventures are?
Yes and no, right? I mean, live to die another day is definitely an option. Or get out of a actively and potentially very dangerous situation
Yeah, this world is
and
dangerous.
come up with a better idea than just walking in.
Yeah.
Might be an option.
I don't know if there's an option other than the one that was put forth by Dag. At this point, we're already within it.
Well, yes, and we're going to be reanimated for how long we don't know, and to an end we don't know, but presumably long enough to at least fall back out through a pipe and not be in that situation any longer.
We could, like, right now we know that we're in safety. Like,
No.
I mean, that's what, in a sense that nothing is attacking us or whatnot.
Yes.
I mean, we can go into a little bit further just to see what's over, you know, I mean,
And we're using one of our flames, which
Mhm.
is pretty much.
I want to gain
Sort of
some
a
kind of
big deal.
information out of this
We
before we
did.
just leave.
We did gain some
I mean,
information.
yeah, but
That's not a good place for us to be
But there might be a
without knowing
reason
what we're
why.
dealing with.
There might be something at the heart of this that's causing this to happen. We can
We
learn a
have-
key to this land that we did not know
Right.
before.
And
Think
we're
about-
outside of a 3-story building that is pretty expansive, and we looked at almost none of it from the outside.
But this is
But
an
the
uncommon
first
in
area we
regards
go to has some magic anti-buffer that can destroy.
And we have that as well.
Hearthguard,
We were
that's
just talking about
huge.
where we had the prisons.
Yeah, it
Right.
is huge, and I don't understand why we'd want to stay there.
it seems irrational. I understand. It does seem irrational, but I feel like we need to take these big risks to kind of make big improvements or big movements in the campaign, you know?
Because at the end of the day, it's the whole adventure isn't just we're gonna go fight some adaptoids. We're trying to find out what's going on in this world.
Well,
find
that's sort of
keys.
my point. Let's find out. But do we need to? Is our only option for information to actually pursue going into this building farther, or is there more information that can be gleaned from its exterior, from different angles? There's all manner of who knows what on the north side of the building that we haven't even looked at. It was already described as a solid wall, the one wall of the entire building that has no destruction on it whatsoever. We haven't looked at that. There's any manner of other entry points that might be safer, might not.
I get what you're saying,
You know what I
but
mean?
we're also relying on Boris, who is our ally. We're assuming that he
Directly brought us to a place
Right, and he
that
looked-
just coincidentally, as soon as we walk inside of,
but he
takes
also
our power away.
he also looked at the building and scouted
He
it
said,
prior.
so he said.
I mean, if he wanted to hurt us, we were going for 3 days.
I don't think he necessarily had the ability
No,
to.
I don't think so either.
But he also had the
Yeah,
razor and
he
gave
didn't
it
have
to
it.
us.
He didn't have the razor. He couldn't open it. He had no magic to do so, and it was clenched in our hand.
I think,
But
well,
he
I don't
obviously
think we
knew
need
what
to...
it was. He could have gave it to one of the guys
he
who couldn't
couldn't
collect
get
them
it out of our hand.
Now then, gentlemen,
prior to that.
Then we run out of time here.
I know a thing or two about tables and the knights that sit at them. So what I would like to say to you is this. Maybe you do what other hearth folk do, and that's put matters to a vote. It's as simple as that. When there are many conflicting and reasonable opinions at play, There isn't another way to run them. I have also been made aware of the fact that sometimes when there are just 2 points on the table, or multiple points, sometimes putting aside that flimsy democracy, especially if you had an, 3-1 deficit going on, is someone who holds one belief and the other both throw a carom, and whichever rolls the higher number on a throne bone, that is the plot that you will follow. 2 things that I think will help you break this egregious moment of consideration.
I believe the standoff is much less Mexican than you think, because I am this close to conceding to the group.
Oh dear.
I will concede to the group, but to.
I nearly caused this situation to spiral wildly out of control.
No.
Dice would have been thrown, tables toppled. Someone stepped on the cat. Luckily, there are no cats here. Continue, please.
No, because if proven right, I'll just grow my I told you so bank even larger.
There you go. That can be your thing. Your Montgomery Burns in the unit of the Fighting
Let me
Hellfish.
throw out one thing before we proceed. Maybe we take, Rich is new to this whole type of world, maybe we take that kind of advice, play on the safe side, go out, scout the area, maybe we could find these adaptoids, destroy them. Once it's cleared, maybe then we can come and explore this area. Isn't that what you're saying?
I think your hat's on too tight. Number 1, I never talked about doing any of that. Number 2, he just said you could go through the sewer. What's your story?
No,
Mammonites?
No, not now.
Yeah, not now.
No, but I'm saying...
Go start the bus. Continue.
But I'm saying maybe we could do both, but maybe we could save coming here until after we potentially dealt with the adapters.
Well, right, draw them out instead of letting them draw us in.
I look at it 2 ways here. There's 2 things here: information and our teeth. We're not leaving with both of them. So we're getting one thing here. All right. So
I'm just throwing it out there.
I say we go in.
Going.
Alright, well.
You on board?
Yeah.
Well, then there you go. Stand ready, gentlemen.
100%.
I'll use my flame.
Wait until you see the
I
other
think-
world.
Honestly, I think there's more to be gained from trying to draw the enemy to us instead of going into in and on them. I think it's a really aggressive move, and I'm not sure that that's always the right move. But as the minority,
We are in America.
I'll concede. And we are in America. We're in Donald Trump's America, and we're going in. God damn it!
Yes.
The minute you see the images begin to swim into view, that is when one of you should make the sacrifice, and not until. And so it is that once again, as you sit at the table and images begin to fill the screen, you are rather surprised by what you witness.